Picture a 24-year-old named Ryan, making $45,000 a year. And by the end of every single month, he's got maybe $20 left in his checking account. No savings, no plan, just this constant low-grade panic every time his phone buzzes with a low balance alert. And here's the part that really stings. Ryan isn't bad with money because he's not smart. He's actually one of the sharpest guys at his job. But when it comes to his finances, he's basically been flying blind his entire adult life. And if any part of that story sounds a little too familiar, then this video is for you. Because today, I'm going to give you the exact thing Ryan never had: a plan. A system. Something that can completely reset your financial life in just 90 days. And here on Crestaro Capital, we're going to walk through this reset week by week using Ryan's journey as our guide. So you can go write your own version of this story. Week 1 was brutal for Ryan because it meant pulling up his last 3 months of bank and credit card statements and actually looking at where every single dollar went, sorting it all into fixed expenses like rent and bills, discretionary spending like takeout and shopping, and any debt payments. And when he finally added it up, he realized he was quietly dropping about $180 a month on delivery apps and ride shares without ever noticing. And that was the moment Ryan stopped treating his money like a mystery and started treating it like a business, tracking revenue in, expenses out, and what was actually left over. In week 2, Ryan sorted every expense from biggest to smallest and asked himself one simple question about each one: do I actually need this? And that single question alone shaved off around $90 a month, which doesn't sound like much until you realize that's over $1,000 a year. Enough for a flight home or the start of a real investment account. Week 3 is where things got interesting, because Ryan set up automatic transfers so that 10% of every paycheck moved straight into a high-yield savings account and a brokerage account before he ever had the chance to spend it. And that one small move changed everything. Because money you never see is money you're never tempted to touch. It's the exact same reason you never miss the chunk that goes into a 401k. In week 4, Ryan finally dealt with the credit card balance he'd been avoiding for months. And when he called his card company and simply asked if they could lower his interest rate, they said yes, a 5-minute phone call that ended up saving him hundreds of dollars. And it makes you wonder, when's the last time you actually asked your bank for anything? Week 5's goal was small but powerful: get $1,000 sitting in an emergency fund. And when Ryan's car broke down out of nowhere and needed a $400 repair, that fund was there, and for the first time in his life, he didn't lose a single night of sleep over it. Week 6 is when Ryan started investing, just a simple S&P 500 index fund. And when he ran the numbers and saw that investing $1,000 a month for 30 years at average market returns could leave him with over $1 million, it clicked for him that wealthy people aren't wealthy because of some secret. They're wealthy because they gave consistency enough time to work. Week 7 was all about growing his income. So Ryan asked for a raise since it had been over 2 years without one. And just by asking, he landed a 12% bump. And on the side, he started picking up freelance work on weekends that slowly turned into real extra income. In week 8, Ryan wrote down his 1-year, 5-year, and 10-year goals, things like buying his first car, saving for a house, eventually reaching financial independence, because studies show that people who actually write their goals down are 42% more likely to hit them. Week 9 was about learning to use his credit card responsibly, paying the full balance every month so it built his credit score instead of burying him in debt, setting him up for better rates on bigger things down the road, like a mortgage. Week 10, Ryan calculated his net worth for the first time: everything he owns minus everything he owes. And watching that number turn positive for the first time in his life is a feeling he still can't quite put into words. Week 11, he went back and reviewed his spending again to make sure old habits weren't creeping back in, and he patched up a couple of small leaks before they became big ones. And by week 12, looking back, Ryan isn't the same person he was 3 months earlier. He's got an emergency fund, an investing habit, shrinking debt, and most importantly, a system that runs quietly in the background every single month without him having to think about it. And that's really the whole point of Crestaro Capital. Building wealth was never about being a genius. It's about having a system, and if you start today, right now, by simply pulling up your last 3 months of statements, Then 90 days from now you could be looking back the exact same way Ryan did. So drop the word system in the comments if you're starting this challenge today. And if this video helped, make sure you're subscribed to Crestaro Capital, because next time we're breaking down exactly how to double your money by putting it in the right place. See you there.